From the News Center, this is News Channel 8 Today.
Good morning and welcome to News Channel 8 Today. I'm Adrienne Pedersen in for Gail.
And I'm Gene Ramirez, and we do have breaking news this Thursday morning. 36 people are dead, 19 missing in a ferry accident off the coast of the Philippines. Now, those are the latest numbers in from the Coast Guard right now. 118 people were rescued and saved when that ferry capsized just 100 feet from a pier. Officials report the ferry had just left when it was hit by a big wave.
And in our other top stories this morning, a Lakeland teacher's aide will have to face a judge today on charges she tried to have sex with an 11-year-old boy. 45-year-old Alicia Dotson is set to appear in court. Police tell us the boy's mom noticed explicit text messages on her son's cell phone from Dotson.
And a shoplifter at large. Osceola deputies are looking for a woman they claim stole from a Publix grocery store. But listen to this. The woman left 2 kids behind. Kristen Grodetz, one of the women involved in the shoplifting, turned herself in to authorities. The children are now in police custody. It's 5:01. Let's get a check on your weather with meteorologist Lee Spann. Good morning.
And good morning. As you start your Thursday, it's a little on the warm side, even warmer than we expect for the 2nd of July. 72 in Brooksville, 72 also in Bartow, 75 in Venice. Even warmer along the coast, it's 81 in St. Petersburg right now. So here's what I think will happen with this onshore wind flow throughout the day today. We'll start with us seeing the few showers near the coast, especially in Citrus and Hernando counties. But I believe that with this west to east flow, by about lunchtime, the rain will have made it to I-75, and by the late afternoon hours, heading out all the way over toward the east coast so that we stay dry during the evening near the shoreline. Hot day, too. 92 expected. That's above the average of 90, but thankfully well below the record of 96. At 5:08, I do take you more specifically hour by hour through the day. But first, let's check on the roadways early this morning.
Well, we got another trouble spot out near the Brandon area, folks, and this is tying up lanes. Let's go ahead and take a look at the maps here. New on the list now. This just happened. According to FHP, we've got a collision with injuries, and it's tying up at least one of the lanes here on Brandon Boulevard at Providence Road. So be on the lookout for that. Should see some activity out there. All right, let's move over now and take a look out in the Odessa area. We're eastbound State Road 54 right at Community Drive. We've got a collision possibly still tying up one of the lanes eastbound on State Road 54. And, of course, that is in Odessa. And then back over here now to Valrico. State Road 60 at Miller Road. A collision with injuries, but off to the side of the road. That's a look at weather and traffic. Back to Adrienne and Jean.
Thanks, Leslie. It's 5:02, and happening today, a teacher's aide is behind bars. She's accused of trying to have sex with an 11-year-old child she mentored. Well, today she is expected to face a judge on those charges. News Channel 8's Josh Thomas joins us now live from Highlands Grove Elementary School. And Josh, police are crediting quick action from the boy's mom to catch this accused sex criminal. What can you tell us about that?
Well, quite frankly, Gene, police tell us that the mother noticed those explicit text messages on her son's cell phone from Alicia Dotson, a teacher's aide here at Highlands Grove Elementary School. And now that 45-year-old teacher's aide is in jail, waiting to appear in front of a judge later today. Now, those text messages included ones about sex. Police tell us that Dotson even called the boy love bug, but when she tried to set up a meeting with that youngster, she ended up in the hands of police.
She was going to pick him up, take him to the library, and the mother said, hey, this is a little strange. She started looking at the phone, and then she saw all these inappropriate text messages.
Now, Dotson was arrested at a Lakeland movie theater. She now faces 2 counts of attempted battery on a child under the age of 12. For now, Dotson is still employed by the school district, but she is suspended without pay. The superintendent does plan to recommend that she be fired at the next board meeting. And you can count on 8 on your side to be there for her first court appearance later today. And we'll let you know what happens.
You know, many parents debate whether or not it's a good idea to look at their kids' phones, but I think in this case, that mom is sure glad she did, Josh. Thank you.
It's 5:04, and we now have a new way to get child abusers off the streets. A new law allows underage sexual abuse victims to secretly record audio of their attackers. This is a big deal because this is the first time this kind of compelling evidence can be used in court.
A 9-year-old boy from Plant City is recovering this morning. He was shot in the face accidentally by his brother. Deputies tell us that boy and his 2 brothers broke into their mom's padlocked bedroom where they found a handgun. Well, at some point, that gun went off. The bullet hit the 9-year-old in the cheek. He is expected to recover.
Right now, Tampa police are trying to track down a serial burglar. He's now connected to a dozen break-ins at businesses across South Tampa. Melissa Beckman is live at his most recent known stop, the Carmel Cafe Wine Bar on Swan Avenue. So, Melissa, I understand that Crime Stoppers is now offering a reward, right?
Good morning, Adrian. That's right. We're talking about 12 break-ins, but in 5 of the cases, including here, police tell us that he smashed right through the window and then left empty-handed. Here he is with his whole body, including his face, covered. In each case, police say the burglar threw a brick or fire extinguisher through the window to get in. He steals things like cash, big screen TVs, cigarettes, and lottery tickets. He doesn't seem to have a favorite type of target. He's hit up restaurants, convenience stores, and even a dentist's office since he started his spree on March 30th. His stops include Tate's Pizza, Sun Country Cleaners, and Graffiti Junction. And Crime Stoppers is now offering a $1,000 cash reward in this case for information leading to arrest. And Adrian, this morning, police are really asking anyone who has any information to please help them track this guy down before he strikes again.
Hopefully now, Melissa, that people are aware of this. They'll be able to make sure that they lock up and they're on the lookout. Thank you. Well, St. Petersburg police are sending a strong warning to a deli accused of selling more than just sandwiches. Officers raided Fat Boy's Deli on 5th Avenue South. They've received dozens of complaints from neighbors that the deli was dealing drugs.
So if someone would come in and give the code word, they would sell that marijuana to any customer that wanted it.
Now, officers did not find any drugs in that raid, but they did find a stolen gun. Police questioned 2 employees, but eventually released them. However, that investigation remains open. At 5:06 in your morning alert, before you get on that plane, you definitely want to take another look at the price.
Absolutely. Several major airlines are now under investigation as the government looks into whether they're price fixing. News Channel 8's Lindsay Mastis joins us live from the Tampa News Center. Lindsay, this is getting a lot of people fired up this morning. A lot of people are planning summer vacations, and now they're wondering, did I pay too much? What's going on?
Absolutely, Gene. This is going to be a big topic of discussion today ahead of that big holiday travel weekend. Right now, the Department of Justice is subpoenaing airlines, and it wants to know whether carriers are secretly working together to keep ticket prices high. An industry expert says airlines are working to maximize profits.
Which is basically saying, don't grow your airline, don't add seats, get rid of routes where you don't have your flights completely full.
United Airlines and Delta both admit they're being investigated. American hasn't commented, and Southwest says it will cooperate with the investigation if asked. Well, this is just the beginning. The DOJ has yet to explain how they believe airlines are conspiring together, and if so, what that means for customers who continue to shell out big bucks to fly. We're going to stay on top of the story, Gene. I'll let you know what happens on air and online at WFLA.com.
All right, and we'll check back with you to see how this develops, Lindsay. Thank you. And at 5:08 now, let's go ahead and get a check of our Thursday morning weather and traffic. Good morning, Lee.
And good morning. We are starting out nice and dry this morning as far as rainfall is concerned, but it certainly is steamy. And when you have that higher humidity, it's also warmer. So we'll be at 82 degrees at 8 a.m. and quickly getting to 86 at 10, 90 at 1 p.m., around 92 for a high at 3, 4 o'clock. I am keeping in a slight rain chance this morning, but mostly near the shoreline, then a 30% rain chance later today. Humid. Well, you feel that when you walk outside thanks to the wind coming off the Gulf of Mexico. And that same wind pattern keeps the rain near the coast this morning, as I mentioned, and then east of I-75 this afternoon. I do believe there will be a slight change, though, for July 4th because storms will linger later into the afternoon and evening. Today's high, low 90s near the coast and mid 90s inland. Let's check in on traffic on the 8s to see how things are moving along there.
Well, they're moving pretty good, but we've got our little incidents out there. And basically, here's what's going on, folks. As we take a look at the map, out in the Brandon area, 2 trouble spots. One's in Brandon, one's in Valrico. As I go ahead and zoom in here, the first one is on Brandon Boulevard, right at Providence Road. Injuries involved, apparently tying up a lane. And then over here in the Valrico area, we still have a collision with injuries working on State Road 60 at Miller Road. This one's off to the side, not tying up anything at this point. Out in Odessa, State Road 54, a collision. This one involved a patrol car at last check. Eastbound 54, one lane was taken away right at Community Drive. And a quick look at some of that overnight construction. Downtown Tampa looks much better now. Looks like they've got it picked up southbound, moving at great speeds, and not a lot of vehicles out on the roadway for this Thursday morning. That's a look at weather and traffic on the 8s. Back to Adrienne and Jean.
Okay, thank you, Leslie. We are still learning about all the ways that drones can be used.
Yeah, and ahead, we're going to show you how one firefighter used a drone to help save a life.
Plus, trapped in a burning building. Look at those flames. How 2 teenagers are doing after making a fiery escape from a 3rd-story window. Wow.
Then it's our great summer getaway. We're setting sail on a special ship that's giving your family a history lesson just in time for the 4th of July. You're watching News Channel 8 today. It's 5:10. Happening today, President Barack Obama hits the road in a push to get overtime pay for more Americans. He'll visit the University of Wisconsin. This week, the president announced a plan to change overtime rules, and that could potentially make 5 million additional salaried workers eligible for overtime. Well, today we're getting a look at how the job market is doing. The Bureau of Labor will release the June jobs report in just a few hours. Experts predict the economy added about 230,000 jobs, and the unemployment rate is also expected to decrease to 5.4%.
It's 5:14, and as we get ready to celebrate the 4th of July, federal authorities are ramping up security. The FBI is setting up command centers in case ISIS tries something during the holiday celebrations. Security will be more visible than usual in Washington, D.C., as well as New York.
You can rest assured that we have concentric circles of security. It will be well patrolled and well monitored.
The FBI is also urging fireworks dealers to report unusually large purchases. They warn it could be a sign of someone planning to build a bomb.
Well, 2 young boys are lucky to be alive this morning. A drone is credited with their rescue from a raging river. The boys were trapped on a rock in the middle of a river in Mechanic Falls, Maine. Well, the fire chief there rigged the drone to drop a life vest to those boys. The remote-controlled device then hovered overhead, and crews on the ground brought the boys to safety.
So you got to see this. 2 teenagers in Georgia are recovering this morning from a fiery escape. They were trapped in a burning apartment building.
Yeah, and to escape, they jumped from a 3rd-story window. It was all caught on camera. Take a look.
My goodness, the teens were trapped on the 3rd floor. 2 neighbors coaxed them to jump and ended up catching them. Look at that. At the same time, wow, police officers went door to door looking for other residents who also couldn't get out. The fire left 11 families homeless. The teens suffered cuts during their daring jump, but they are expected to be okay. Wow.
So scary there. But it's 5:15, and in an 8 on Your Side health alert, alternatives to drugs are improving the behavior of children with attention problems. Researchers found simple methods in the classroom can work. They include teachers using daily behavior reports. Experts also recommend educators focus on study skills. Now, the idea here is to find prescription-free ways to treat children with ADHD to avoid the side effects of those drugs.
A church in Indiana is testing the limits of a new religious law. The Church of Cannabis believes the law gives members the right to smoke marijuana. During its first service, the pastor did not light up a joint, though. Instead, he had a cigar. However, the pastor believes the state's new law keeps government from infringing on religious practices. People in parts of Missouri are cleaning up this morning after a tornado. Cameras captured the storm as it tore through a suburb of Kansas City. In it, you can see transformers and electrical boxes explode as sparks fly and the twister hits. Several buildings are damaged, but no one was seriously hurt.
Well, all summer long, we are showing you the best places to take your family. Here's the best part, for $108 or less.
Gotta love it. July 4th, of course, is the weekend, and a great place to celebrate American pride is aboard the SS American Victory steamship in Tampa. So 8 on Your Side, Lindsay Mastis shows us how to explore this piece of history.
On the SS Victory, you can take command and explore the entire ship.
Walk through the narrow halls, stop by the kitchen, ring the bell.
It's awesome.
Kids love to share their discoveries, and so do veterans. Many volunteered to share this ship's rich history. On board, a museum helps explain why this ship is so important.
She served in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, so there's a lot of neat stories there for folks to talk about with their families.
Should you visit this 70-year-old steamship along Channelside Drive?
They should get off the couch and stop watching TV and get on the ship and have fun.
Adult tickets are $10 a piece. Children between 4 and 12 get in for $5, which means a family of 4 can enjoy the ship for just $30. By the way, there's also a discount on Groupon. You'll want to wear comfortable shoes and be ready to climb. There are some steep ladders and beautiful views.
They should get off the couch and stop watching TV.
That kid is awesome.
So cute. Love it. Good advice. Veterans and students get discounts as well. The steamship is fully operational and cruises twice a year. It's 5/18. That's pretty neatly.
That is awesome, and a good way, again, to celebrate Independence Day for sure. Now, in our forecast this morning, there could be a couple of showers near or right on the coastline, but most of us will be dry. 82 degrees, though, at 8 a.m. A steamy start. 89 degrees as the clouds really begin to build around lunchtime, and the rain chance goes up slightly. And then we have about a 30% rain chance at 4 p.m. as those storms head inland, and an afternoon high of 92. I just heard from my weather watcher, Big Monkey, in Crystal Beach, who says it's 81 degrees. 75 right now in Plant City. Yeah, it's warm out there. 76 in Sebring, 76 in Clearwater. Auburndale, you're at 72. Now I'll show you the heat index. It's not as bad as it's been earlier in the week, but still, it already feels like 84 when you step out the door in Tampa right now, and it feels like 76 in Winter Haven. So here's what I think is happening. We get this onshore flow, so it brings that humid wind off the Gulf of Mexico, and that's why between now and noon, I expect a few showers near the coast, but most of those storms push inland by about 5 o'clock. Now, things are dry overnight, but what I want you to know is that the pattern is changing, and a southeast wind returns tomorrow, which will keep later storms in the forecast for Friday and July 4th. Leslie, let's check on traffic on the 8s.
Well, things are looking better traffic-wise out near the Brandon area, folks. Let's take a look at the maps, and here's what's going on. We had an accident that was located right here on Brandon Boulevard, tying up some lanes, and it was right at Providence Road. It's been moved to the side of the roadway, so no longer blocking any lanes. And this accident over here all but wrapped up State Road 60 at Miller Road. It's off to the side, too. So that's some good news. No lanes blocked on Highway 60 through Brandon and Valrico. And over in Odessa, still working eastbound State Road 54 right at Community Drive. We've got a collision. Let's take a live look here at I-4, leaving Ybor City, hooking up with 275 in the distance. You can only see a couple vehicles out there. Traffic very light overall, and a nice drive throughout the junction. That's a look at weather and traffic on the 8s. Back to Adrian and Jean.
Thanks, Leslie. It's 5:20 and happening today. World boxing champ Keith Thurman will be stepping out of the ring to make some sick children smile this morning. The Clearwater native is scheduled to make an appearance at Shriners Hospital for Children. It's all ahead of his big ESPN Premier Boxing Champions fight at the USF Sundrome. He'll be at Shriners from 10:45 this morning until noon.
It's 5:20, and a terrible accident wiped out a Tennessee woman's memory of her wedding day.
Yeah, coming up, the touching thing her husband is doing to bring back those memories and make some new ones, too. You're watching News Channel 8 today. Hey, don't forget, connect with me on Facebook and Twitter. All you have to do is find me, WFLA Gene. On Facebook, I think you have to search the full name, WFLA Gene Ramirez. Some viewers pointed that out. Tell me what you're doing this 4th of July weekend, and have you encountered a shark on our beaches? I want to know about it. Let me know.